What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now for this video, we're jumping into X-Men, the Trial of Magneto, issue number 2. And if you haven't been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on in this line. Now, during the Hellfire Gala event, we saw the death of Scarlet Witch, with nobody understanding what happened. With Magneto being the last individual to be with her, he is the ` suspect. And with Magneto being extremely upset of being accused, we see him give the X-Men, we see him give a lot of mutants a run for their money. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 2, we are picking up with Magneto, currently walking around trying to figure out what's going on. Not sure if this is reality, not sure if this is a dream, but he very quickly picks up on some telepathic probing. After decades of having Charles constantly trying to get into his head, he knows exactly what it feels like to have a telepath messing around in there. And that is exactly what is going on here, because Charles and Hope, currently in the healing gardens, with Magneto unconscious, they are trying to get any kind of information out of his brain that they can. Any information that would lead to solving what happened to Wanda, to trying to figure out who killed her, to see if Magneto had anything to do with it. Now, while all of this is happening, Hope is very unhappy about this situation because she feels this is a form of torture. This type of interrogation, this probing into his mind, though it's not physical torture, is definitely a type of psychological torture, a tactical manipulation to get the information they want. Though she is opposed to this, she continues on. Now Charles, he could have asked Emma, he could have asked Jean Grey, but they are currently busy. Because Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine, they are currently meeting up with the Avengers. This is the Avengers' first ever trip to Krakoa. Now seeing this is their first trip, even under the circumstances, Cyclops wants to show them around, wants to show them everything that Krakoa is. And we see Jean embrace Vision because he's lost something that's so dear and near to his synthetic heart. And so the tour begins. They start showing them all around Krakoa, showing how everything is blooming, everything is blossoming, everything just looks absolutely amazing here. But as they're walking through here, Jean Grey, she gets a little worried here because right now Hope isn't in the hatchery, which means there is nobody there to block them from seeing this. Now thinking maybe they can just erase their memories of everything that's inside the hatchery, but that would be a huge breach of everything that they have negotiated for peace, to be seen as a nation. Politically, it's just not a smart move, and so they're thinking there has to be another way. We have to be able to figure something else out. But lucky for them, Emma Frost is already ahead of the game. Her sitting here with her girls, it appears that they are just bathing on the beach, enjoying everything that the sun has to offer. Everything that the Avengers are seeing is nothing but them enjoying the sun. Not being able to see the hatchery, not being able to see anything Emma Frost does not want them to see. And this is a huge relief for them because their immortality essentially is not a secret they wanted getting out. Because if this secret gets out, people are going to come for them. Everybody is going to come for them because they want it. Everybody wants the key to immortality. And so for today, at least, this secret is kept under wraps. Now that's going to pick us up with the Scarlet Witch. In the last issue, as it was closing out, it appeared that Scarlet Witch was not actually dead. And we learned that when she died, when whatever happened to her happened, when that cloaked individual got at her, she was fragmented. And all of those tiny pieces, they spread all across the astral plane. And when that happened, everything went to darkness. But the thing is, after that darkness, she saw a light. There was a rebirth. There was darkness, and then she was awake. And so it's appearing that Wanda isn't actually dead. That somehow, when she was killed, her essence made its way to the astral plane and she had a rebirth, a resurrection without the hatchery. But that's what's going to take us back to the healing gardens. And with Xavier currently being away, we see Hope and she is attempting to wake up Magneto. Not only is she attempting this, she succeeds at this. Waking him up, she tells him that it is time to go, that he needs to stop them, stop the Avengers from being able to see Scarlet Witch's body. And he tries to get his wits about him. He tries to understand what the heck is going on here. But she reiterates, she lets him know that they cannot see the body, letting her know that he understands. Magneto, he heads out. And this is what's going to take us to the Boneyard, with Northstar giving a little bit of a tour to Captain America and everything that they got going on here. Now, while everybody is talking, having a relatively good time, people getting along with one another, Quicksilver, he can't help but be bitter. With his mother being dead, his mother being murdered, he's obviously not happy. He's obviously mourning in the worst ways possible right now. But that's exactly what this is. This is people coming together and they're mourning. They're remembering somebody that they loved, somebody that was important to them, somebody that everybody there considered family, especially the Avengers. But as this is going on, Northstar, he pulls Quicksilver to the side, asking if he needs a hug, asking if he just needs a break from all of this because it is hard for him. You know, his mother has been murdered. They have no idea who it is. Of course, they're suspecting it to be Magneto. And speaking of Magneto, this is when he makes his entrance. And the first person he targets is, of course, Quicksilver. Take down the speedsters first. You take down the things you can't see and then focus on the things that you can. And Magneto, he has only one command: to send out the Avengers and no one will get hurt. Now the Avengers, they're about ready to step out. They're gonna dish it out with Magneto. But X-Factor, the X-Men, they tell them to stay put. That this is their fight, this is their turf, and they will handle this situation. And so Polaris is the one to go outside, to stand toe-to-toe with Magneto. And as they have some dialogue, this is simply a distraction. Cyclops is attempting to flank and we see him shoot a beam straight at Magneto. And with this battle full force underway, we see the entirety of X-Force. They come out and they start dealing it to Magneto. And as he is holding them off, the Avengers, they couldn't wait. Tony Stark gave them 10 minutes, but he really he wants to get in here. He wants to throw some punches. He wants to have a little bit of fun. Of course, Captain America, he doesn't like being sidelined. So all of them jump into action, with the Avengers charging in and Wasp getting one good punch onto Magneto's chin. Almost instantaneously, he gives them a good clap back. He puts down all of them with freaking ease. And while this battle is taking place, this is where we see Kyle, the significant other of Northstar. And he takes this as his opportunity. Magneto wrapping this kid up. He tells him that this battle is over. Tells Northstar to tell everybody to back down. And Northstar, he's not playing around. He tells Magneto straight up, like, fine, everybody will leave, but you need to leave my husband alone. And he turns and he tells everybody to get the F out. Jean Grey trying to calm him down, and he lets everybody know, I will straight up kill everybody here. Like, you guys don't realize how much I love that man. And if something happens to him, I promise you, everybody here is going to die. But Captain America, he agrees. He says, all right, we're gonna leave. But he asks Magneto why. Why is it that he doesn't want the Avengers here? Because from the outside, it appears that he is hiding something. It appears that he does not want them to see Scarlet Witch's body. No, does he really want to sit here and hurt his own people? But of course, that's not what he wants. But he wants them to leave, telling them that none of them understand what home means to Wanda. Quicksilver showing back up on the scene. Obviously, he has a little bit of an idea. And this is where we see Magneto, he drops to his knees. He drops to his knees and he confesses. He says that he killed Wanda in the first degree. There is no doubt about it. He is pleading with them to take him in. before he decides to bring this entire place down, with him proclaiming that he murdered Scarlet Witch. This is where we hear a voice saying that she disagrees. And that voice is Wanda her freaking self. The Scarlet Witch comes floating down from the freaking heavens. And as she descends upon all of this chaos, off in the distance, this is where we see probably who is responsible for everything going on. This is where we see Mystique hiding off in the woodline. Because you guys remember, Mystique, she's mad. Destiny hasn't been resurrected. Charles and Xavier are using this as a tool over her head. So her goal is to try to bring everything down. And what better way than to start by turning them against Magneto? And with Scarlet Witch floating down, she thanks everybody for caring so much about her. But she tells them that this all needs to end. That she wants to put all of this to the side. And she wants to get back to her normal life. And this is where we see her go over to Vision. They embrace and they kiss one another. And that is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now this is all very interesting. My question more than anything is what is going on with Hope? Why did Hope wake up Magneto? What does she have in all of this? Not only that, do you guys think that Hope was actually putting him under a more or less type of telepathic spell? Was she controlling him in a sense? Could that be why Magneto has acted out in this way in the last 2 issues? Is that why we see him break down, go down to his knees, and literally proclaim that he was the murderer? But with Mystique hiding off in the woodline, I can only assume that her and Hope could possibly be at this together. So we have some very interesting plot twists that are developing. More so than anything, Wanda the Scarlet Witch is now alive, floating down like absolutely nothing ever happened, seeing a real-life resurrection. And so this leaves us with so many questions to be answered, leaving you completely puzzled to what is actually happening here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.